What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Sierra Nevada Brewing Company, and they're out of both Chico, California and Mills River, North Carolina, and this is their Cosmic Little Thing. So this is a Hazy Double IPA that comes in at 8% alcohol by volume, 35 IBUs at the time of review. This can is just under 2 months old. So this is one of the latest beer releases in their Little Thing series. I was really disappointed that I didn't get a chance to check out the Dank Little Thing. A good friend of mine, viewer of the channel, Billy, really liked that beer, and I was looking forward to it. I never saw it here in the Buffalo, New York area, so kind of disappointed in that, but I saw this and I was like, we're going to give it a go. So hops in this one: Comet, Eureka, Helios, or Helios, I guess is probably more correct pronunciation. What was the other one? Was it Simcoe? And I think Strata were the last two. Could be wrong on that. Try to remember off the top, don't be. Sometimes you forget. Anyway, we're going to crack this one open and get it into the glass, see what we got going on here. So looking forward to this one. You know, I've enjoyed the Little Thing series of the couple beers I've had. Do a nice pour like that. Yeah, that looks beautiful in the glass. For sure. A little bit of a cheat. So, throw this over here, and I do like, you know, the label's nice. Obviously a whole space surfing theme kind of going on there. I think that's pretty cool. So, anyway, that looks beautiful in the glass. Like, it doesn't have like the crazy milky, super like thick, and just like, again, shout out to Joe Senegali, good friend of mine, fellow beer tuber. You guys know him over at Joe's Arcade. He will say, like, you take, you know, milk and port and orange juice is a lot of those crazy, like your brew hoses and your troons and your fidens, everything. This has more of like a vibrant, and it's going to come off on camera a little bit more dull, I think, but in person, like a vibrant, like sunshine kind of yellow-orange color. Hold it up to the light. You know, it's hazy. It has a lot of fine particulates, but it's like, you know, the light's getting through a little bit. It's a little bit, you can see a little bit, maybe the shadow of my hand, but it's not, you can't see my hand. So it has a nice, like, we'll say soft or gentle haze to it, maybe a little bit more than that. Had a finger of a straight up bright white colored head that was pretty creamy looking, and it looks just like, in general, in the glass, it looks really, really nice. So let's get a nose. There's not a lot of things that can keep me quiet for like 15 or 20 seconds. That nose just did, and not in a great way. This smells, and I've gotten this in Saison's Farmhouse Wild Ales in a couple hop forward beers before, many years ago. Like, a lot of folks will get that, you know, onion and garlic, you know, kind of dank quality, and a lot of people will say, I've never gotten that in a beer. And other people will say, yeah, I got that once and it was terrible. Some people like it. I don't mind the garlic and onion thing. This smells like freshly grated, like Parmesan or Romano cheese. I shit you not. Listen, maybe I got an off can. It is just under 2 months old, but it was kept cold the place I got it at the entire time. It's been in my fridge the entire time. It might be what, I mean, Eureka hops, Helios hops, those aren't common hops in terms of beers that I drink, so maybe something a little bit different here. But yeah, it smells like fucking cheese. Underneath that, though, there is some nice flavors, or I should say aromas. There's like a nice sweet, like strawberry, probably from the Strata. Melon, for sure. Honeydew, mostly. Citrus, nondescript citrus characters, for the most part, just generic citrus. You can say orange, you know, grapefruit, tangerine, whatever, and you wouldn't be wrong based on what I'm smelling. And then there's this nice, like, kind of slight maltiness to it, like kind of a breadiness to it, a little bit of gratiness. I don't know what's fucking up with that, like, cheesy scent. Like, I don't think I've had that in a hazy. Some old school, like I said, American IPAs have gotten that before. Yeah, I don't know. Does it smell great? Not necessarily, but we'll see what the taste is like. Hopefully delicious. Better than the nose. Cheers. Okay. Thankfully, I don't know. Listen, I'm not going to blame you if after I said I was smelling Parmesan and Romano freshly grated cheeses in the aroma, that if you just clicked off the review, I might have a visceral reaction of what the fuck is this guy talking about? He doesn't know anything about beer. You know what? I don't. I try my best, but I also got to be honest. And while I like Sierra Nevada, that nose was not something that I'm accustomed to in hazy double IPAs. However, that's what I was getting. So I'm just letting you know. In the taste, that does not carry over. This is much better than the taste would indicate, without question. Buying this one's like touch over medium, maybe almost higher side of medium, 8%. I think it's fine. Maybe a little bit lighter than some would enjoy, but I think it enhances the drinkability. Like the body on bigger ABV'd hop forward beers, if they're a little bit thin, I'm always okay with it because I don't want to drink, a body that's similar to, say, an Imperial Stout at like 10%. I don't want that in an 8 or 9% or even 10% double, triple Imperial IPA, whatever you want to call them. So I think it's fine. The mouthfeel is nice. Moderately carbonated, but still smooth and somewhat creamy. The taste is different, but not from that cheesy kind of nose I was getting. So up front, a little breadiness dives underneath the palate. Lots of citrus. I'll say nondescript again, because I'm not picking out like sweet orange juice or like the pith of an orange or, straight on white grapefruit or ruby red grapefruit. I'm not really getting specific citrus. It's just generic citrus. You can really say like maybe a half dozen different citrus characters and be like, all right. But I am getting a lot of stone and tropical fruit and even berries. Like I'm getting, honestly, that Strata. It's the last hop listed, but I'm getting a sweet, seedy kind of strawberry character on the palate. It's kind of the first thing that hits me after the citrus. Then I get honeydew melon, a touch of like pineapple and mango. That lychee kiwi thing that I've talked about recently with a lot of hop forward beers, I'm starting to get that a little bit. I don't know if that's a Helios or Eureka, Comet. Comet in the past, I've gotten like strawberry and like melon before, so that actually makes sense. Comet hops, I remember first time I had them, I think I was getting straight on like, I want to say it was strawberry. It was like a berry, but it was more strawberry. So maybe the Comet with the Strata is producing that like strong berry character. Well, that's all for like 2/3 of the palate. On the finish, there is this nice, slightly dank and herbaceous kind of hop character on the finish. This finishes with a mild bitterness, full on dry though, very dry on the palate. But it does have a lot of sweeter, juicy, fruity goodness at the front of the palate. I will say that I'm super happy that nose didn't carry over. I would have been very disappointed in this beer if that was the case. That said, there's been a lot of Sierra Nevada beers in this, I should say in this series, but just in general, some of their new release and stuff that I've liked a little bit more than this. It's not bad, don't get me wrong. It's just, it's a solid, good hazy double IPA. And for the price point and availability and stuff, you can't really beat the value of a lot of Sierra Nevada beers and like Lagunitas, a lot of those old school West Coast breweries. The value is there. It's just, while I like that strawberry character and everything, I as a whole, like you put everything together, it's not as cohesive as I would like. And it's kind of strange. And I must admit that nose is kind of like, a deterrent to some degree. Not bad, but not my favorite. I do enjoy it though. A little pina colada vibe there at the end. I was gonna give it a rating, but I might bump it up a little bit if I'm starting to get a little pina colada vibe. Yeah, a little pina colada vibe on the finish. 8%. I'm gonna bump it up a little bit. Pina colada plus, I forget this is 8%. Warming in the chest, nothing on the palate. They hide it well. So it's another good beer from Sierra Nevada. Like, I don't think I'd necessarily lose my shit over this one. But I think if you like Sierra Nevada and you like their Little Thing series, or you like hazy beers from Sierra Nevada, like you can't go wrong with grabbing this. Hopefully you don't get that cheese kind of character I was getting in the nose, which again, I must admit, it's kind of weird. I don't really get characters like that too often, but like I said, I've gotten it before. But usually in like, beers that have like open fermentation, again, different yeast strains that aren't hazies, like you're talking the wild ales, the saisons, the farmhouses, things of that in that kind of like style, not this. So kind of weird from that aspect. But Cosmic Little Thing from Sierra Nevada, I'm going to give that a high 3.75. I'll go 3.85. I'm going to bump it up. I was going to give it 3.75 straight, but once I got a little pina colada and I forgot about the ABV, I'm going to bump it up 3.85. I think that's where this one lands. Yeah, your opinion might be a bit different. I do like I said, I do like the label and whatnot, but that's kind of what I think about this one. Price point availability here in the West York area, $12.99 6-pack might be, you know, $1 or $2 cheaper 6-pack where you live, maybe $1 or $2 more expensive, who knows, but that's what I paid here. And then availability in Sierra Nevada, you should be able to find this one all over the place. Plain and simple. They get distribution, I think, to most states, if not all, in the US. And like I said, I would recommend picking up a can of this. I couldn't recommend an entire 6-pack based on my experience, but if, again, you like the Little Thing series, you like Sierra Nevada, you probably will dig this one. It is, I'll give it credit, it's very unique, it's different. They call it Cosmic Little Thing, I can see that. Like, it has like a, kind of just a different vibe to it than a lot of Hazy Double IPAs have had, so credit to them for that. It's just not necessarily exactly 100% in my wheelhouse, although I do enjoy it. So if you've had this one before, post in the comment section, let me know what you thought about it. I think it's pretty good. And whenever I see a new Little Thing release, I'll probably pick one up. I still got to review Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Believe it or not, I've not reviewed the iconic SNPA because I cannot find singles that are like, I don't know, fresher than like 4 months old typically. So I'm going to have to just buy a 6-pack that is relatively fresh. The problem is, I don't think they put like the date of the cans or the bottles. Like the bottles are easy because each bottle is stamped, right? But like the cans, I can't see each individual can. I can't just rip open the 6-pack. So I might have to buy a 6-pack of that and finally review it because it's one of the few like iconic craft beers that I have not reviewed. And the reason for it is I just can't find a relatively fresh can. I'm not even like, I don't even need like, oh, I need it 3 weeks old. Like give me it like fucking 2.5 months old and I'll take it. Because that's a good shelf stable beer for the most part. I just don't want to review it and it'd be like 6 months old. That's stupid. I shouldn't have to review it 6 months old. You know what I mean? So anyway, a little bit of rant here at the end. I'm shutting it down. Appreciate it. Till the next one. Cheers.